Ah, man, oh man. And you guys remember, man, there isn't power creep in HSR. If you think there's power creep in HSR, that's a skill issue. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as you guys can see here, we got the new updated Pride Win HSR tier list. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. This is ridiculous. And I already said this multiple times that whenever there is a new update for HSR, that new update is going to revolve around the newly released character, is going to revolve around the new DPS unit, the new support unit, the new amplifying unit, the new sustain unit. Whenever they drop an update, that character will always be broken. And then 3 or 2 months later, they're going to get dropped off. They're going to get power crept. It's the same cycle. It's the same nonsense over and over again. But before I get started, just wanted to, appreciate you guys for all the support that you've been showing on the channel. You guys have been popping off, man. I think I made 150,000 views in just I think in 1 month. It's actually insane, man. I haven't had this much views in a hot minute, bro. I've been going crazy with content, man. You guys are going crazy, and I really appreciate it, man. As much as I make these videos shit talking some people, I really do appreciate you guys. For real, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all, and I'll do my best to make you guys laugh and make a lot more content that you guys enjoy, such as Black Beacon and Nanta Arcanite's Infield. I can't wait for some more gacha games to release, man, because the content is going to go on a whole nother level on this channel. But this video right here, of course, is about HSR, man. And dude, this tier list is just it's hilarious. This tier list is hilarious. It's just really funny to me how people are still denying that the game doesn't have power creep. They're still denying power creep. They're like, oh, power creep doesn't exist in HSR. The developers, they know what they're doing. You just don't know how to play the game properly. This tier list is a joke. It is literally a joke. The fact that when we take a look at T0, T0 only includes the newly released characters from version 3.0 to 3.2. Newly released characters. Where's Fei Xiao? Where's Firefly? Where they at? Oh, Fei Xiao is in T1. Firefly is in T1. Are you kidding me? Where's my boy Argenti? Oh my gosh, T2 for Argenti. T2 for Blade. Kafka T2. Zila T3. Oh my gosh, bro. This is crazy, bro. Let's take a look at our support DPS. Tribby is the only T0 support DPS unit. Everybody else falls underneath her. I told y'all, bro. I told y'all. When they released Tribby, right? I told y'all. When they released Tribby, actually no, when they release the Herda, after the Herda, they're gonna release Aglaya T0. After they release Aglaya, boom, they release Tribby, right? Tribby T0. After Tribby, Maide T0. You remember a lot of people were saying that Maide was gonna be mid. They thought he was gonna be a mid character. No, you're wrong. He's actually busted as hell. It's like we always think that whenever they drop a new character, there's a possibility that the character might be mid. No, these new characters are always broken in release, man. They always make broken characters, and they're broken for 2 or 3 months, and then they start falling off. It's absolutely insane to me how Acheron went from T0 to T0.5, and you guys already know, in 1 month or in 2 months, she's gonna go to T1. That's just how HSR works. That's how their power creep system works, man. They increase the enemy's HP, they make these enemies more difficult, so therefore they release new characters that can be on par with these new enemies or be stronger than these new enemies, and then the old characters get fucked, dude. You're cooked, because these new enemies, they just cannot keep up. They just have too much HP. Acheron used to deal so much damn damage, and now it's when you do her ultimate, she's dealing mosquito damage. If you don't have this guy with her, you're cooked. That's just how bad the power creep is, to the point where you literally need some characters with these DPS units in order for them to actually perform well. If you take away this guy over here, Zhao Qi, however you say his name, if you take him away from Acheron, it's her performance drops 20%, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. It's insane. There are Of course, there's alternatives like Pela over here. Of course, there's alternatives, but once again, guys, these alternatives are no longer going to cut it. If you don't have these best in slot units with the DPS character that's insanely busted, that DPS character is no longer going to perform very well without that best in slot support unit. It's just an unfortunate case, man. It's really unfortunate how, you know, HSR, the way that the game operates now is, okay, we're gonna make new bosses, but when we release these new bosses, we're going to increase their HP, increase their damage, and the only way you can deal with it is if you summon for the new shining 5-star character. It's just a ridiculous system, right? Now, I will say, when it comes to amplifiers like support characters, they don't really suffer from power creep that much, but to see how Ron May went from T0 to T0.5 is just mind-blowing to me, because you guys remember, Ron May is like a must-have character because she can do so many things for you, and the fact that she can, you know, amplify your damage by a lot, she's just a really important unit. But the fact that she went from T0 to T0.5, a must-have character, is just insane to me. And if it's gonna happen to Rod May, what makes you guys think it's not gonna happen to Robin? You know, let me drink some water real quick. All right. But what makes you guys think that Robin is not gonna be next? Okay, what makes you guys think that Sunday is not going to be next? Remembrance MC is not going to be next. We take a look at Harmony MC, right? You guys remember Harmony MC cracked, absolutely cracked when he released, and now look at him, T1. Same thing is going to happen to Remembrance MC. The only category that has been stable so far is the sustained category, which is Aventurine, Hua, and that's pretty much it. But I will say characters like Fei Xiao, Fu Xuan, and Alocha, they definitely fell off a lot, especially Fu Xuan. It's really sad to see how this character fell off. Like, she was absolutely broken. The fact that she was able to, the fact that she's able to essentially play as like your sustained unit, and at the same time she can be like your healer, right? She's like a really nice unit, but when it comes to HSR, it's like, bro, nobody is safe, man. Nobody is safe. But compared to every single other category, sustain is the only one that's like not as devastating as like the DPS category, the support DPS category, and the amplifying category. DPS category is the worst. Second worst, I'll say second worst is support DPS, because to see Topaz fall to T1 is just absolute insanity. Amplifying category, to see units like Ron May fall off, to see Sparkle fall off, and Brandon go to T1.5. and Silverwolf in T2, it's like, holy shit, dude. This is just ridiculous, man. When we take a look at any other tier list for any other game, right? So we're going to come over here. Let's come back over here to the home screen. Let's take a look at the Wuthering Waves tier list, okay? Let's take a look at the Wuwa tier list. Oh, Gen C still T0, right? Carlotta, T0. Phoebe, T0. By the way, Gen C she released in version 1.1. and still a busted unit. Havoc Rover, which is the main character, is T0.5. This guy over here, Zhang Liao, I think he was released in version 1.3. I think no, 1.2. Yeah, 1.2 he was released. Free unit, T0.5. Farina, she's been released since global launch, and she is still a broken support character, T0. Right? Senhua, 4-star character, T0. Like, to look at the Wuwa tier list and compare that to HSR tier list. Now, sure, you can say HSR has been out for 2 years. Well, Wu was about to hit first anniversary, and you know, their tier list is way better than HSR's tier list before they hit first anniversary. It's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'll say the only unit that fell off the most, the hardest, is Calcharo. Some people said that Calcharo was trash since the beginning, but I made a video talking about Calcharo and how he was going to fall off because I knew it was going to happen. But he's like the only character so far that fell off the hardest compared to every other unit. Gion, I will say Gion is still pretty strong. But yeah, it's like Wuwa's tier list is understandable because when you guys look at characters like Contarella, Brant, you guys can see that these characters, they just released and they're not immediately broken compared to HSR. The way that HSR, the way that they do this is they release a broken character And then 3 months later, that broken character falls off. And then they release another 5-star character that's essentially replacing that old character that got power crept. Meanwhile, for Wuwa, they release characters that are not broken all the time. For example, Contrella. Right now, Contrella isn't even broken. She might be broken in the future, who knows? But the fact that she's not broken off the bat pretty much gives you the opportunity to decide if you want to skip this character or not. But when it comes to HSR, it's like you have no option, bro. You gotta summon for that new character if you want to clear content. You have to summon for that new character if you don't want to suffer from the aggressive power creep in that game. Meanwhile, in Wuwa, I'm not forced to summon for a character. I didn't feel forced to summon for Carlotta, even though she's broken as hell. I didn't feel forced to summon for her. I didn't feel forced to summon for Jinsei. I didn't feel forced to summon for a Chameleon because I have Havoc Rover. It's like, I don't feel forced to summon for every single damn unit in this game because there's always going to be another character that's going to fill in that role perfectly. Or, you know, whenever I summon for that new character, you're not going to suffer from, you know, power creep. It's like you can essentially save up and you don't feel like you're being left out if you're saving up because the characters you have right now are still doing very, very well. That's like the main difference between Wuwa and HSR. You saving, you're not punished if you decide to skip characters and save up. Meanwhile, in HSR, it's like I don't even have Tribby and I'm cooked. Like I'm literally cooked because I skipped Tribby and I don't even have this character. So it's like, bro, like you're essentially punishing yourself because you're saving up, which is just absolutely annoying. You shouldn't feel that way. People should save up no matter what. They should have the option to save up without feeling as if they're being punished for saving up for characters that they actually want. I don't know, man. It's just insane to me. So Wuwa is another good example. Let's find another tier list. I'll say what's another great tier list? We can honestly use AFK Journey. I think I always use AFK Journey because AFK Journey, their tier list pretty much proves that, you know, AFK Journey, they know how to create good like they know how to build proper characters without having aggressive power creep. So you look at AFK Journey's tier list. By the way, guys, these are 4-star characters. If you see this little purple crown up here, that is a 4-star unit. And look at that, 4-star character, S+ tier. Odie, this guy has been an S+ tier ever since the game released because he can immediately kill a character if their HP is below a certain percentage. He can immediately kill you. So he's S+ tier. Fairmore, this guy, S+ tier. Body, 4-star character, S+ tier. Coco, this character is broken as hell, man. He's a 4-star character. She can do everything. He's also S+ tier. Olmis, S+ tier. To see that for the AFK Journey tier list, to see that 4-star characters are on par with these characters with like 5-star characters is just absolute insanity. You look at Dream Realm, you still have 4-star characters who are like S+ tier. I'm not S+ tier, but like S tier. You look at PvP, you literally have 4-star characters being used in PvP, bro. Like, guys, like there's no excuse, man. There's no excuse. And let's take a look at the characters that people are using to clear MOC. So you guys can see when we come over on Pride 1, it says Memory of Chaos Analytics for version 3.1. So this isn't like 3.2, but let's go ahead and take a look at the characters that people are using in MOC. Okay, let's take a look. So limited 5-star characters. All right, so Tribby, 68.97% they're using Tribby. The Herda, 66.46%. Ron May, 55.38%. Lingsha, 42%. Sunday, 40%. Aventurine, 40%. Robin, 38%. Firefly, 35%. Right, remember guys, this is version 3.1. So the characters that released from 3.0 to 3.1 are Tribby, the Herda, Aglaya, and Mayday, right? And look at how these characters, look how people are using Mayday more than Acheron. Like, it's just crazy, bro. It's absolutely insane how every single time a new update drops, bro, that new character is broken no matter what. That just breaks the game. It breaks the game, and you're essentially forcing people to summon for these new characters every patch. Because if they don't summon for that new character, well, guess what? their account is now inferior to everybody else's account who has that character because, oh, they don't have that additional 20% damage don't increase. They don't have that, defense breakdown. Like, they don't have that character who's going to enable more team comps, and that character is Tribby. If you skip Tribby, good luck, bro. Good luck keeping up with the meta, because Tribby pretty much like enables multiple teams, and she's able to just like do whatever. Like, Tribby, she's just insane, absolutely insane. But keep in mind, after Tribby was Casterus. Like, after 3.1, you got Casterus, and then after Casterus we got Anoxa, who's like the better version of Silverwolf, and then after version 3.2 and version 3.3 we got Hyacinth, who's probably going to be best in slot. Not even probably, who's going to be best in slot with Casterus because of her light cone that drains HP, and she increases the amount of damage the enemy can take. And then you have this other character as well. I forgot who she was, but I heard that she's pretty good with like follow-up attack characters, I think. I don't know. But it's like, guys, you can see the cycle here. Every single time they release new characters, bro, is that new character is just a must-have unit no matter what. Like, I don't even understand why HSR still has a tier list, especially for DPS characters, because it's the same nonsense every single time. Every single time a new character releases, just put them in T0, and then 3 months later, put them in T0.5, and then 2 months later, T1. It's the same damn cycle over and over again. The same cycle. I can go ahead and pull up not private, but I can pull up tier list, an HSR tier list from like version 1.3, and you guys are going to see a huge difference. Very, very interesting. So take a look at this tier list, guys. I think this is a version 1.3 tier list. Look at this. Don Hung, S+ tier, right? Zila, S+ tier. Blade, S tier. Kafka, S tier. Very interesting how this was the tier list. This is what the game was looking like back in version 1.3. Very, very interesting, man. Very interesting. And I'm gonna pull up some more tier lists. I'm gonna pull up some more. And guys, it gets even worse, man. Just look at this, man. This tier list was like, I think 9 months ago for Pride-Win. This is the Pride-Win 2.4 tier list. I want you guys to look at this tier list compared to version 2.4. Just look at the difference. Acheron, T0. Okay? Look at all the units at T0. Aventurine is still still broken, but I did hear that Pollux, the new boss, you can't use shields against this boss because he just breaks through it. Like, he doesn't even care about shields, so therefore Aventurine is essentially useless against Pollux, which is actually insane. But look at this, guys. Look, T0.5, Dr. Ratio, Black Swan, Kafka, Boot Hill, Robin, Sparkle, Harmony Trailblazer. Remember, guys, Harmony Trailblazer was a Apex character. He was an insane unit. Fushuan. Look at that. Look at these characters. Look at that. Look at Jing Liu being in T1. And we come back over here. Oh my gosh, bro. And there's still going to be people out there denying this, saying that power creep isn't real. Silverwolf is literally at T1, bro. She was a T1 unit, and this is from Memories of Chaos. This was from Memories of Chaos. Even the Fire MC was in T4, and now look at him, T5. Let's keep going. Like, it's insane, bro. It's absolute insanity how people are denying this. So once again, guys, like, this tier list, like, for like the updated tier list for like 3.2 is a joke. The fact that Casterus is at T0, I'm not surprised. Nobody should be surprised. It was pretty obvious that this was gonna happen, but like, bro, once the hurdle falls off, man, dude, at this point, like, you defending power creep in HSR means that you are a certified moron. You are a certified dumbass if you're still defending this, if you're still making excuses.
Oh, actually, there is no power creep. Get better.
Fucking idiot, bro. You're actually dumb. Like, it just makes no sense to me how people still defend this. And what makes it even worse, is when you call this out, okay, when you call this out and you say, yo, this game has bad power creep, man, people are gonna be like, oh, you're spreading drama. This is drama. How is me stating facts drama? People are using the word drama way too much lately. Whenever you're stating a fact, they're just gonna dismiss your fact as, well, you're just spreading drama. It is drama, man. How is me telling you that 2 plus 2 equals 4 drama? This is common sense, man. It's just facts. The game has an aggressive power creep system. If you don't summon for the new shiny 5-star character, you're missing out. It's just that simple. Of course, power creep exists in multiple gacha games. Like, it's inevitable. It's inevitable because in order for them to sell that newly released character, that new character has to be good. That's just a fact. But the thing is, for HSR, it's consistently. They do it way too consistently. It happens every single update. Give your player base a break. Give your community a break. Let players decide if they want to skip or not. You don't have to release a broken character every single patch. It's too much. At least release a character that's, I wouldn't say mid, but release a character where that character isn't a must-have. For example, Hyacinth, right? People were saying, oh, Hyacinth, how are you guys complaining about Hyacinth? You know, her light cone having the HP drain. You know, did you guys want a character that's mid? Did you guys want a character that's not a must-have? Well, here's the thing. Hyacinth, the fact that they literally took the HP drain and put it in a light cone, like, the character is essentially incomplete, because that should have been part of her base kit. Oh, she can drain HP as well. That's actually pretty good. But no, it's, let's put that in her light cone so that if you want to use her with casters, you got to get the light cone as well. That's just terrible. It's terrible. Like, not only are they trying to sell you these characters, they want you to get these light cones as well, because if you don't get these light cones, well, that character is essentially incomplete without that light cone. Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. But that's it, guys. That's the updated tier list for Pride 1. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And if you're still defending power creep in HSR, you're a dumbass. You're an absolute dumbass, and nobody should take you seriously. I hope you guys have a good one. And I'll be dropping. I'll be dropping, but I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Adios.